Hi!
Hi! Today is Friday, August the 10th, at 9:45 p.m. It's my grandmother's birthday, so happy birthday!
All of Sam's family is born at this time in life.
A lot of my family is born in the summertime, and I'm usually traveling in the summer, so I always
is the
miss
birthday time for Sam's family.
We were singing a lot before we started this post.
We can go backwards for today.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
Yeah, sure.
So we were about to do the vlog, and then we're like, or we could just play guitar for like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
and record ourselves singing.
That was really fun.
That was awesome. So that was a lot of fun.
And we had a potluck with 9 people.
We hosted!
What?
Right here!
And it only happened today.
What?
Like the planning of it, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Like as opposed to... Yeah, it was like a complete, like, oh... Well, it started off, we got breadfruit from the ladies at Mahjong. She's like, we have so many, why don't you take some and eat some? And so I was talking with... some of our neighbors. Thank you, Gail. I was like, not Daryl. Gail. Talking with Gail, and I was like, I don't know what to do with these. And she says, oh, I know what to do, blah, blah, blah. And so she's like, I'll teach you how to make stuff. And I was like, great. So it went from that, just a little learning night, to, well, why don't we invite these people? And
then other people were inviting us, and we're like, well, why don't you come over?
I know. So there were 9 people. And Mom, I'll give you a little credit. There was a little hostess anxiety, but for me,
hostess anxiety?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that, Jen.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah,
It runs in my family. There's like a gene for it.
I love being a hostess and hiding in all the places of like the kitchen and
I was gonna say, what are you talking about? You were hiding everywhere. You love being hostess. We'll talk about this. But anyway, it was a great success. Everyone had a lovely time.
Yeah. And everyone got to hang out and meet each other. And
we got invitations to go to other people's places.
And Lori figured out how our porch lights work. Look at those beauties. We had them for 3 weeks and didn't even know that they turned on.
Actually, Diana told me.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's even more embarrassing.
Now we know that they do work. And they just add a little spice to any backyard party.
Yeah, it makes it have really nice warm light, and it's great.
Mood lighting, as it were.
Yeah.
Right before that, let's see.
During that,
I
got more grief for being Canadian and how I pronounce things.
I thought you were going to talk about that tomorrow.
Apparently the way I say sorrow and tomorrow and outhouse about cilantro.
What is that? I don't know.
What do you call it?
Cilantro.
Oh, whatever. And I have this habit of saying let's shall. Like if someone says, oh, let's do this, I'm like, yeah, let's shall. Or I don't remember how it goes. I have the weird sayings. Semantics all over again.
Semantics, it's true.
But yeah, there's been a lot of things where people are like, I know you weren't from the States, but I couldn't quite figure out where you were from. It's like, yeah, just north. Just up in Canada.
Of the States.
Canada, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, from Toronto.
Toronto in Canada. Good times up there.
Yeah, the T-dot. T-O. Like no one calls it T-dot anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I've never heard that. So you can start that.
Well, I remember I said T-O and you're like, where's that? What is that? I'm like, Toronto.
Toronto.
Toronto, Ontario. Yeah.
Oh, T-dot. So the O is a dot.
No, it's like T.O. dot.
Oh.
So that's why it's just T-O.
Okay.
It's fun times teaching people about the little I know of my country. Well, you're like, where does Pat LaPoitevin live? And I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, that's not knowing a lot about Pat LaPoitevin, not Canada. Okay. So that was fair. I felt like that was fair.
All right, fine.
I was just giving her grief because a lot of times people are like, hey, I know someone from Canada. And Sam's like, oh yeah, where in Canada? And we're like, I don't know, in Canada. Like, isn't that enough?
Countries like this.
But it's pretty much like saying, oh yeah, I know someone from the States. Where in the States? Well, I don't know. You know, could be Georgia, or it could be
Do you know
Washington,
them?
D.C.
Do you know the one
no,
other Canadian traveler?
I don't think people assume that you know them, but I think that people in the States forget that in Canada, they're, like, as regionally different as we are.
Yeah.
So, that is all to say that with my world traveling papa that I've learned, is I'm going to start learning where people are from in Canada. In Canada.
Not just
more
Canada.
specifically. And then it will give me a reference to knowing a little bit more about my neighboring country.
The great north above.
Above the States.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, enough about Canada. Before that...
Oh, we'll maybe talk more about it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Are you happy?
With a great deal of sorrow.
Oh, yes. I get a lot of grief for that. I said sorrow once. Maybe more.
It's endearing, really. We tease because we love.
Oh, yeah.
But so before that, we were talking about fruit and all the tropical fruit. And we both thought at the same day how much we miss apples.
Oh, I just love apples.
I love apples too.
I would get big bags of Ontario apples.
And just eat them with peanut butter. And
I never ate my apples with peanut butter. But with cheese, yeah.
And chopped.
Or just
whole.
Or just breaking them in half with your bare hands.
Oh my god, you can do that?
Oh, someone taught me.
Sometimes I ate them for snacks. Sometimes I ate them in the morning.
I like to put them in my oatmeal with cinnamon. Okay, point is, we really miss apples, and I know lots of recipes that have apples because I always had extra apples, and I was like, what am I going to do with these?
Cook with them, and bake with them, and do it up with them.
So even though we have all these exotic fruits, we don't have apples.
But what's cool is that it's like our exotic fruits. And sometimes I find it takes traveling to realize what's cool about your normal living life, because you say things and people are like, whoa, you do that? And you're like, yes, I do. And it's really neat. So apples, pretty stoked for apple season to commence.
Yep.
When I get back to the States.
We already talked about how our potluck started, the snowball effect.
Yeah.
Cool plants.
Oh, what's this? I'm playing in here in my hand.
You already broke it, didn't you?
Just one. It fell apart. Okay. Excellent question. Let me tell you. So this is a piece of a super cool plant who has a seed pod that looks like this. Sam, I'm going to need your hands. They look like this, okay? And they're like, oh.
Imagine a miniature pumpkin that you put on your table for Halloween or Thanksgiving.
And on the inside is just a little hole. And then it's like chilling, super nondescript, doesn't really do anything. And then 3, 2, 1. No kidding! It actually pops.
Yeah.
And these things travel, the furthest one I'd say is probably like 2 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like got all these things and then it pops and disperses its seeds.
Yeah, it's really cool. And our neighbor, who gardens a lot, she finds the full seed pod and then she makes it look really pretty. Like she puts some moss inside.
And some moss.
And a little orchid. And then she'll give it to people as gifts of like, oh, here, put this in your house.
That trickster.
And then she just like waits to hear it exploding. And so thankfully we were told before.
Yeah.
And we were on a hike with her, and we got to take one home, knowing full well it was going to explode.
Exactly.
So yeah, and it has like this funny shape to it do you have the full one? No?
They're really fun to break. It's like bubble wrap.
But it looks like a ram's head, and it's for a spiky tree. And so like I think it's made so that it like has a really good way of getting into the little soil that is on the ground.
Yeah.
But they're really horrible trees, so no one wants the trees around.
Yeah. But they're so cool too. You know, it's like I don't know. It's like that nerd kid nobody wants around, but he just comes up with the most brilliant, interesting pieces of information. So you're like, all right, you're cool.
I wouldn't equate that tree to that.
It's exactly the same. But I'd say that's on par with the walking
walnut trees would be like that because we want more walnut trees and we want more nerds with cool advice. That's just my opinion. Sorry, Jen.
It's okay. We're allowed to have different opinions.
Can I bring up the hermit thing?
Sure.
Okay. So Jen and I thought we were going to be hermits out here, and that we weren't going to have a social life, and we weren't going to talk to anybody, and that we were going to basically, like, almost be in complete solitude. However, we've made so many friends out here, and everyone wants to hang out and do things and play mahjong and go see sea turtles and howler monkeys, that we never have a day that we to ourselves, and that I could just, like, sit and be a hermit by myself, which I'm used to even in the city. I usually have, like, kind of hermit days, and we were looking up the word hermit, I don't know why, and we found out that it also means hummingbird of a tropical rainforest.
Exactly.
So that's pretty cool.
Which blows my mind.
So tomorrow we might be hummingbirds of a tropical rainforest.
When?
Tomorrow, maybe.
Oh, yeah, probably.
If we don't have any plans or visitors or...
Wait, on Sunday?
No, tomorrow. Saturday.
Oh, tomorrow.
Okay, you got me.
Oh, I think that's about it for today.
Yeah, I think that wraps it up.
All right. Well, thanks for
Well,
watching.
see you tomorrow.
Jungle love.
Jungle love.